Welcome to Tell Me the History, where today we're diving deep into the fascinating untold stories of the 1960s. This decade was a whirlwind of cultural revolutions, scientific breakthroughs, and unforgettable personal tales. So much happened that shaped today's world, from the swinging fashion scenes in London to the pivotal civil rights movements in America. But beyond the headlines, everyday people were living vibrant, unique lives full of stories that often go unheard. Today, we'll explore these personal tales and historical insights that paint a vivid picture of life during this transformative time. Grab your vintage sunglasses and prepare to be transported back to the time of the Beatles, moon landings, and more. The 1960s were a revolutionary time for fashion, evolving from the prim and proper styles of the early decade to the free-spirited and colourful designs of the late 60s. In the heart of London, Carnaby Street became a hub for the mod scene. Picture it. Young people strolling down the street in sharp suits, mini-skirts, and bold patterns. This was the birthplace of the British invasion style, heavily influenced by bands like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. Jump across the Atlantic, and the fashion scene was just as dynamic. The United States embraced the hippie movement, with its flowing dresses, bell-bottom jeans, and the iconic tie-dye. But it wasn't just about clothes. Fashion was a form of expression. It was a statement against the establishment, a visual rebellion that spoke volumes without saying a word. Did you know that some of these fashion trends were actually started by teenagers? Mary Quant, often credited with inventing the miniskirt, was inspired by the young people she saw on the streets. It's fascinating to think that what began as youthful exploration became a global phenomenon. What are your favorite 1960s fashion trends? Share in the comments below. If the 1960s could sing, it would sound like a playlist of revolution. This era was marked by musical legends, whose songs became anthems of change. Picture a record player spinning "Blowin' in the Wind" by Bob Dylan, a song that echoed the desires for civil rights and freedom. Or maybe the Beatles taking the world by storm with "I Want to Hold Your Hand," spreading their infectious energy from Liverpool to the US and beyond. Then there were the festivals. The festivals! Woodstock, perhaps the most legendary, was a gathering of peace, love, and music. Imagine being part of a crowd of 400,000 people, united by a shared belief in peace and the power of music. It wasn't just a concert, it was a cultural moment that defined a generation. But music wasn't just about the big names. Local bands played in garages, high school gyms, and small clubs. Each strum of the guitar, each beat of the drum, was a testament to the era's creativity and spirit. What's your go-to 60s jam? Let us know in the comments. The 1960s was a decade of technological leaps and bounds that set the stage for the modern world we know today. Imagine tuning in to watch the moon landing on July 20th, 1969. Neil Armstrong's first steps on the lunar surface were not just a technological feat, but a symbol of human achievement. It was the ultimate broadcast, watched by millions around the globe, uniting people in awe and wonder. Meanwhile, back on Earth, everyday technology was changing lives too. The introduction of the touch-tone phone made communication faster and more efficient. Gone were the days of rotary dialing, as people began to embrace this modern convenience. It's hard to imagine, but at the time, these phones felt as futuristic as smartphones do today. And let's not forget the development of the first computer networks, the precursors to the internet. While it wouldn't be until later decades that computers became household items, the groundwork was being laid. Each innovation brought the world closer, shrinking distances and connecting people in ways previously unimaginable. As we wrap up our journey through the untold stories of the 1960s, it's clear that this was more than just a decade. It was a turning point. Each fashion trend, song, and technological innovation contributed to a vibrant tapestry of cultural change. It's a reminder of how interconnected history is with our lives today. The stories we shared highlight the creativity, rebellion, and resilience of people who lived through those times. They paved the way for the freedoms and technologies we enjoy now. So next time you listen to a classic 60s tune or see a retro fashion comeback, remember the stories, the people, the history behind it. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this era. Please like, comment with your favorite 1960s memory or story, and don't forget to subscribe for more historical adventures.